Hi there, and welcome back to the CKM Red Rugby League channel. We hope you are all well wherever you are watching from in the world. We are here to take you through game one of State of Origin. It's going to be an interesting one, both sides naming pretty strong teams. We're going to be taking a look at the lineups as well as giving you our thoughts and predictions. So we will start with the Queensland lineup. Of course, Queensland always one of the favourites for this game. First things first, AJ Brimson will start at 14 after he's been told that he'll be used as a backup fullback. So Valentine Holmes gets the nod at 1. Xavier Coates, Kurt Capewell in the 3, Dane Gagai at 4. Nice. Kyle Fell on the wing, Cameron Munster and Daly Cherry Evans are your halves pairing. Christian Welsh and Tino Fa'asuamaleaui are the props with Harry Grant at 9. Felice Kafusi and David Fafita make up your second row with Jai Arrow at 13. As mentioned, AJ Brimson in the 14 shirt, Jaden Sewer, Mo Fotuaker and Joe Offahengawe make up the remainder of the bench. As for the Blues, James Tedesco is your captain, and at number 1, Brian Toto and Josh Adokar on the wings with Latrell Mitchell and Tom Trbojevic. In the centres, Jerome Luai and Nathan Cleary make up the halves with Daniel Saifiti and Jake Trbojevic at the props. Damien Cook in the 9, Cam Murray and Tariq Sims in the second row with Isaiah Yeo in the 13, and the bench is Whiten, Paulo, Haas and Martin. Both teams naming really strong lineups. Immediate thoughts for me is the Maroons have named a lot of players who are just coming back from injury. You know, Harry Grant spent a little bit of time sidelined. AJ Brimson, again, a little bit of time sidelined. Christian Welsh has been there or thereabouts on match fitness. Cameron Munster in the 6, yes, he's a quality player, but again, been out for a little while. I mean, what's your thoughts on this?
It's going to be a very interesting game at knockoff Bankwest Stadium. North Queensland Stadium. The issue that you could have as well is that Dane Gagai allegedly was hospitalised yesterday with a bout of tonsillitis and was in doubt for game 1. I mean, it's a lot more serious than what we typically hear coming out of the Queensland camp 2 days before. But who knows? Gagai should be fine to take his spot, as we know, as we record this very late on Tuesday evening. In terms of matchups, like you said, a lot of matchups where I think a fully fit Queensland have the edge over New South Wales, but this is a Queensland that lost their fullback, albeit look at who they've got sitting there: Val Holmes with Kyle Felt on the wing. Munster just coming back from injury against Luai, who's had a bit of a down patch recently, mind you. Harry Grant coming off injury against Damien Cook, who hasn't been in the best of form, but has done enough to get his spot. Cameron Murray just got through South Sydney's game last week to make sure that he was selected. He comes up against Dave Fafita. Kafusi and Sims is an interesting matchup. Yo against Fa'asuamaleaui. Again, big and bustling in Tino against a little more nimble, a little slower, but a very good lock in Isaiah Yeo. The bench battle for me is where it's going to be won. Jack Whiten needs to come on and play lights out. He needs to prove that he deserves that 14 spot. Junior Paulo, Payne Haas, Liam Martin, strong, bustling front rowers and second rowers. I imagine Whiten might come on and play second row or a little bit of lock. At some point for the Blues, AJ Brimson, Jaden Sewer, Moe Fotuaker, and Joe Offahengawe. Again, 2 bustling front row / lock options in Fotuaker and Offahengawe. I don't think Felice Kafusi plays 80. I don't see David Fafita playing 80. They might play 65 each. And Sewer will get 30 off the bench with Brimson coming on as that floating lock. It's tough. It's tough. It's almost foreign territory in the sense that we're playing in Queensland. You know the crowd's going to be loud. It's the first time they've ever, as far as I'm aware, had an Origin game up there. I don't really know what way to go. However, I am leaning towards a New South Wales win.
Yep. I'm backing the Blues on this one as well. I think that they'll take the win here. I think the only question mark for me is Whiting in the 14. I mean, you look to your reserves, Kaloa Matangi, been a fantastic second rower all season for Souths. Campbell Graham, wouldn't use him as a 14. Api Coruscant, one of the premier hookers in the competition, really is, just comes in. If you just interchanged between Damien Cook and Api Coruscant, teams in this sped up version of the game do not stand a chance, because you have two of the most intelligent, nippiest hookers in the game who will just fly out a dummy half and have big men rumbling at you as you're on the retreat trying to make the 10. And that's where you'll make your money in this kind of game. You know, the fact that the Blues have got so many Penrith players as well, you know, they've obviously been the premier side of 2021 with only one loss so far. Toto, Luai, Cleary, Yo, Martin, all named and all earning their spots and getting their call-ups. But the fact that you've got, you know, someone like Liam Martin on your bench who can just come on and almost terrier-like forward who will just keep going at players, just keep on working, making those percentage plays and really making them count as well. I just think that there's a potential that the Maroons are going to struggle here. But then again, you know, everyone had the Blues tipped for last year, and as they faced, you know, quote unquote, the worst Maroons side ever, you know, ever seen. And it's just, Origin brings something out of players. It really does. So it's going to be the individual efforts on the day that are going to make the difference, and not the individuals on the team sheet itself. Because if you were just to go at players on their form, you know, Tom Trebojevic, very unlucky to not be named in the one shirt. If it wasn't for the fact that James Tedesco has such form and has such, you know, Origin pedigree, you'd say that he is your first choice one with how he's been playing since he came back. So for him to have to be bumped into the centres just to accommodate him, again, Latrell Mitchell, up until the point where he was suspended, was leading the Dally M. Again, premier fullback, listed in the centres. So you've just got quality on quality in this Blues side. But I mean, the Maroons, you know, they're teaming with quality as well. Xavier Coates lit up Origin last year when he came in. Dane Gagai, always good for a try in Origin. You know, he just shows up. He gets where water can't in this game. Munster, individual quality all the time. Cherry Evans, this is not his first rodeo. He's been about this circuit for a while. He knows how to keep his head in this kind of game. You know, as you mentioned before, Big Tino, David Fafita, that Titans link up, two quality forwards that will just come into the game and just inject their mark on it and really, really leave a dent. Arrow, mobile, loose forward who will just come in, make sure that the play the ball is as quick as possible, make sure that he's winning those battles up the middle. And then you've got Fotuaker on your bench and Sewer, you know, two big enforcers. Offa Hengawe, yes, these are players that sometimes can be done for how firebrand they are with their style of play. But in Origin, that's what you want. You want someone that's going to come in, rattle a few bones, get in a few heads, and, you know, force a few errors. And in Jaden Sewer and Joe Offa Hengawe, you absolutely have that in the bucket loads.
It's going to be a tough contest, a strong contest. As we release it, it'll be in about 12 hours' time. So hopefully our tips can give you a little bit a help, not only with making your own decision, because boy, is it a tough one, but on the punt as well. In terms of a state of origin tip, Tuesday night, if it decides that it wants to load. Hello there, beautiful. Good to see you. Sugar's Origin 1 bingo. Xavier Coates, David Fafita, Josh Adokar, James Tedesco, Tom Trebojevic, Latrell Mitchell. Any 4 of the 6 score in Origin 1, you win. That's paying $5. That is tasty. I like that. I want in on that. So I'm absolutely going with that. Only probably putting $10 on it, but it's not a bad shout. In terms of a tip, I'm going New South Wales 1 to 12. I don't know why. I just have that gut feeling. I'm rolling with the gut feeling. I'm just going with it. There's no real sense behind it. I do think that the Panthers structure might hurt a little bit more than help, because it means that they can, the Queenslanders have been able to study that structure. They have been able to figure out what players will come in, like your Tedesco's, like your Trebojevic, compare that to a Burton, a Latrell, compare that to a Movorovsky. New South Wales 1 to 12. Anytime try scorers, pretty hard not to go past the Fox, to be completely honest. As you said, Matthew, Dane Gagai, love him in Origin. Will absolutely throw money on that as a single if you want to. If there's a forward that I think could score, Damien Cook, for whatever reason, just has a lights-out game during Origin. He's always a shout, currently paying at $5.50, as is Harry Grant at $6.50. Both the hookers in with a big shout. If I had to throw anyone else in a multi, I'd probably put Cook and or Grant in. But Dane Gagai, Josh Adokar, anytime try scorers, New South Wales 1 to 12, currently paying $12.50 on Sportsbet. That's what I'm rolling with.
Okay, I'm going to go make this nice and quick. I'm going to go with the Blues 1 to 12. I'm joining you on Dane Gagai anytime. And I just fancy Daniel Saifiti for some reason. I know that he did bag a try in one of the games in Origin last year. It might have been the opener, in fact. I just think that in these games where it's a very up-the-middle kind of contest, it's very much won and lost in your forward packs. I'm going to say that Saifiti gets over close to the line. So it's a bit of an out-there shout, but yeah.
Yeah. Dane Gagai, Blues 1 to 12. Daniel Saifiti, 3 legs. Mind you, Origin is giving you a 1 leg fails, get up to $50 back for Sportsbet. $90. If you want to add Adokar in there as well, $141.
Okay, money on money.
Money on money, baby. Go the Blues.
Right, and with that then, you have got our thoughts. We are less than 12 hours away from kickoff as we wrap this up. This will be up just before kickoff. We hope that you enjoyed. If you did, leave us a little bit of feedback, leave us a like, subscribe to the channel if you do feel so. And no, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.